All right, so last video we talked about supply and demand of money, trying to find value, looking at supply and demand. Now I want to talk about the quantity equation of money, which relates the quantity of money to nominal GDP, aka nominal value of output. All right, so the equation is down there at the bottom. It's MV equals PY. You also could see it sometimes called MV equals PQ. The Y and the Q are interchangeable, right? So let's talk about what each one of these stands for, right? M, that is the quantity of money in the economy, or quantity of money, yeah, quantity of money. Okay. V is the velocity of money. Velocity of money. Now, what does that even mean? Okay. The velocity of money is how long it takes a dollar to leave your pocket and go to somebody else's. Okay, so basically like how fast money is being spent. Okay, which actually can be measured. Okay, P is price level, average prices in the economy, and then Y or Q, again, it doesn't matter which one you call it, Y or Q. Okay, is output. Okay. And again, the relationship is MV equals PY, right? M times V equals P times Y, right? Now this PY here that I was telling you in the slide, the PowerPoint slide, okay? P times Y, that is our nominal GDP, okay? So, like, you really kind of get this relationship right here, right? All three of those things are true, okay? Now, what is it kind of telling us? Okay, basically, what it's telling us is, look, if you raise the quantity of money in the economy, okay, it has to be reflected somehow or another in those other variables, right? So, again, we go back to that equation of MV equals PY, right? If we increase this value right here, okay, one of these other three, or a combination of the three, has to change to balance out the equation, right? Now, velocity tends to say like fairly constant. Doesn't typically change very much, okay? So if our velocity stays constant, right, and our quantity of money rises, then that means that this nominal GDP value right here has to rise, okay? Which is what we would think would happen, right? Because we've talked a bunch about how nominal GDP is found, right? Remember, nominal GDP rises when price level rises, right? Well, if you increase the quantity of money, that's going to raise the price level and thus increase nominal GDP. Okay? So yeah, that's what the quantity theory of money shows us. This has been pretty consistent throughout time, right? You can look at this graph of it. It shows you this, right? So like the velocity is like fairly consistent over the course of that time period. Okay, this is M2, in other words, the quantity of money, right? This is nominal GDP. Notice they're almost exactly the same here. They branch off a little bit, but if we continue this up, you'd see that they would continue, they get like back closer together again if we went beyond the year 2000. But again, you see that like that's what's going on, right? That as M2 goes up, right, nominal GDP is going to go right up there with it. All right. Now, this is going to be sort of the last point. This is a big point, okay? Like I said before, velocity of money is relatively stable over time. And when the Fed changes the quantity of money, it causes changes in nominal output, right? Nominal GDP, okay? But understand something, that it's not changing real GDP. It's changing nominal GDP, okay? If it changed real GDP, then what that would imply is that, like, all we had to do would be print a bunch of money, and that would increase real wealth in society. And that wouldn't happen, right? That would just create a bunch of inflation. I mean, if you could make people wealthy, I've said this several times in class, right? If you could make people wealthy by printing money, then we would have solved the problem of poverty a long, long time ago, okay? So changing the quantity of money does not change real values. You can do whatever you want to the quantity of money. Over time, we're not going to get any real growth because of it, okay? The name for this idea is called monetary neutrality. Now, you don't have to necessarily know that term, monetary neutrality, but you definitely need to be able to describe this idea, okay? That money has a neutral impact on long-run GDP, okay? So what I'm saying is, to go back to this, go back here, okay, back to what we talked about back in Unit 4, okay, this long run curve right here, price level, real GDP, this long run curve only changes for two reasons, right? It changes in productivity and changes in resources. If we just print a bunch of money, that does not change productivity or the number of resources. So therefore, this long run curve is not going to change. Again, right, this price level could go up or down based on the fact that we're printing a bunch of money, right? If we printed a bunch of money, that would raise the price level, okay? But this real GDP value, whatever it is, right here at Y1, it would stay exactly the same. That's the idea of monetary neutrality.